Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be telling you my Reading Rush TBR. The Reading Rush is a week-long readathon taking place from the 20th to the 26th of July, which is next week. There are 7 prompts and you can choose one book for all of the prompts or a book for each of them, or you can just mix and match from all of the prompts. So I have 4 books on my TBR and I don't think I am going to be able to read 4 books in one week because I am on holiday for 5 of the 7 days. So I don't think I'm going to be reading that much, but I'm going to set the TBR and keep the TBR the same anyway and hope that I can finish it. So I have my bullet journal here with the prompts and the book that I've chosen for them, and then the books on my desk next to me. So the first 2 prompts are to read a book with a cover matching your birthstone and to read a book that starts with the. I'm a September baby, which means my birthstone is sapphire, which is like dark blue. So for this prompt, I'm going to be reading The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. This also works for the second prompt because it starts with the. This is the first book in a YA fantasy series in which we follow our main character, Paige, who is a clairvoyant and she can read people's minds. She works for a man called Jackson in the criminal underworld of London. It is kind of a dystopian world. The government do not like the clairvoyants and they want to murder them all, and that is why all of our main characters are part of the underworld, because they are all clairvoyants and can't live in real society. In the beginning of this book, Paige is attacked, drugged and kidnapped and taken to Oxford, which is a city that has been kept secret for hundreds of years because it is run by a different race known as Rafame. And Paige is assigned to a guy named Warden, who is a Rafame with mysterious motives. And Paige has to try and escape from this prison, basically. She's not in prison, but obviously she's being held captive and she has to try and escape. I have read 2 books by Samantha Shannon, The Priory of the Orange Tree and The Pale Dreamer, which is a novella prequel to this book, and I really enjoyed them both, and I'm very excited to start the actual series because this is the first book, because I just love Samantha Shannon so much. The Priory of the Orange Tree is one of my favourite books and I've been meaning to start this series ever since I finished that, and I'm really excited that I can finally get to this. The third prompt is to read a book inspired by a movie you've already seen, and I think that my book for this prompt is quite special and unique and a really good idea that I don't think many other people will have thought of, because I know that when I first saw the prompt, my first thought was a novel, but I am going to be reading Infinity Gauntlet. The movie Infinity War is just the movie version of this graphic novel, and I'm really excited to read this. I've owned it for a very long time and I've just never gotten around to it. My dad gave it to me before Infinity War came out and I still haven't read it, and Infinity War came out in like 2018. So I definitely do need to read this. I am trying to read more graphic novels this year because I do own quite a few down here and I've read like 5 of them. So I definitely need to step up my graphic novel game, and I'm hoping that I can do that with this. This is quite a small one, to be honest, and it's a graphic novel, so hopefully I will be able to get through it quite fast and it's gonna speed up my reading and bump up my stat. Prompts 4 and 5 I have the same book for, and the prompts are to read the first book you touch and read a book completely outside your house. Hi guys, Future Jess here. I'm just editing this video and I realised I did a really bad job of explaining my thought process for picking out a book for these 2 prompts. So what I decided to do was, I knew I wanted to combine the 2 prompts because they could go really easily hand in hand with each other. So what I did was I picked out 4 or 5 quite short graphic novels that I knew I would be able to read outside my house because they would be quite fast, so it would help if the weather wasn't great, because I live in England. The weather is mostly bad. So after I'd picked out these short graphic novels, I piled them up, I closed my eyes and I just picked a random one, and that's the one that was the first one I touched. So the reason that this book works for both of the prompts is because I tailored it specifically that way. And the one that I picked is Deadpool's Secret Wars. This is another graphic novel. One of my favourite graphic novels is Secret Wars, which is from the 1980s, and I love it so much. In that, basically what happens is it's all of the heroes in the Marvel Universe versus all of the villains in the Marvel Universe on a planet in the middle of nowhere. and it's just so amazing. I love it so much. This is kind of like a spoof of that graphic novel, and it's basically, we just follow Deadpool as he kind of just inserts himself into these scenes in Secret Wars. Like, this didn't actually happen to Spider-Man, it happened to me, but Marvel are just pretending that it didn't happen to me and that I wasn't there, but like I actually was there. And I just think this is going to be so much fun because of how much I enjoyed Secret Wars. And yeah, I think this is just going to be quite light-hearted, loads of fun. I love Deadpool, love Secret Wars, and I should really love this based on both of those facts. So prompt number 6 is to read a book in a genre you want to read more of, and read a book that takes place on a different continent to the one where you live. Number 6, read a genre you want to read more of. Honestly, I'm trying to reduce the number of books on my physical TBR. So I was looking at my bookshelves and I'm like, well, I only really own books from 4 different genres and I read most of them. Out of all of the books on my shelves, the ones that I've read the least of is dystopia. So I'm like, okay, I'll read a dystopia and read a book set on a different continent to you. This book is, and it was a book that I was originally going to read in June, but then I changed my mind and I did not read it in June, obviously. And I'm still really excited to get to it. So the book I'm reading for these last 2 prompts is Ignite Me by Tahira Mafi. This is the 3rd book in the Shatter Me series, which I really enjoy. I read the first book in like November last year. I read the sequel in like February. I also really enjoyed that. And this is the finale of that storyline, because this series was originally a trilogy, then it got extended to a 6-book series. So this is the end of the original trilogy. So I'm very excited to read this, see how it all ties up, how it all finishes. I'm very excited. There's so much angst and it's so intense and it's just really fun. In this series, we follow our main character Juliet, who has a lethal touch. If you touch her or she touches you, she kind of like sucks all of the energy out of your body and you die. And because of her power, she's obviously a danger to society, so she is kept in prisons and in asylums, etc. for most of her life. However, one day she is taken out of her prison and taken to the re-establishment, which is the dystopian government that are in charge and that oppress everyone, and they want to use Juliet as a weapon to, you know, further control the public. However, Juliet's like, no, I don't want to do that. I just want to be a normal teenage girl. I don't want to kill people. So she has to try and fight for her freedom and try and escape the clutches of the re-establishment. I just honestly, like, this series just, goddamn. I don't really know how to articulate this series. Just that it's just really angsty and there's lots of cock blocks. There's lots of like almost sex, and then they get you know, interruption or whatever, or like there's a really romantic moment and they get interrupted. And yeah, this book, this series, it's just quite a bit of fun and I'm very excited to continue on with it. So yeah, those are the 4 books that I want to read for the reading rush, and I will be vlogging the reading rush, even though I am on holiday and I don't know if I'm going to be reading much, so it might not even be a reading vlog, it might just be a vlog, but I am going to be filming. And yeah, so make sure to tune in on the 27th of July for that vlog. See how many of these books I read, if any of them, and what I think about them. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you feel so inclined, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!